Enzo Fernandez should be the deeper role midfielder. He is very tactical
on the ball.
On the ball, unfortunately, 5.
Yeah, so I would give a 6.5.
Okay. I'll also give a 6. So Enzo played a midfield of Moise Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. Though Caicedo was coming in for his first game, but I felt, or Enzo felt that he had to try him and also see what he got for the team before we get into the season. So in this episode, we want to look at that midfield pair and how they performed. We've seen Romeo Lavia play with, I think, who did he play with in the last game? Pair with in the midfield? Dewsbury-hall. And it was fantastic. Yeah. Today we want to see how the two of them also fared. Let me come to you. As usual, I have my man GH Amando in the building.
Yeah, man.
And also, Snaps in the building.
I'm here.
Like executive photographer.
I'm here.
Exclusive photographer.
I'm here.
Everything photography.
I'm him.
Documentary. Whatever. Photography. He's the one. If you have an NGO or wherever in the world he's going, book him. If you need his details, come into the comment section and we will provide you his details.
Yeah.
Like, he's a very good photographer. He tells amazing stories with photography. You will definitely love him. So wherever you you find yourself in, I mean, this channel, this channel is viewed by almost every African country, and we really, really appreciate you. And we've gotten comments from South Sudan. I've gotten comments from Liberia, Sierra Leone. I think you've seen those comments, as well as Nigeria, Ghana. I mean,
there's
guys,
a good engagement, and I think we can do better. We really appreciate it so much.
You so much. So I mean, keep supporting the channel, and we will bring you amazing content. So guys, let's look at first of all, Lavia. We've all seen Lavia in the past 3 games before the game against City.
Yeah.
What do you make of his pairing with Caicedo? As we said in the other episode, pairing is also very important to your individual performance.
Yeah.
Let me have your take on what the pairing did. How do you see pairing the two players?
First of all, I think I've been thinking about this and I've been saying it somewhere. The pairing of the midfield is going to be a big headache for Enzo Maresca going into the season, in a sense that if all of them are available, that it will be a headache.
Yeah.
That's what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
You see, he tried to put all of the midfielders in one game, and it didn't help.
100 million pounds.
It didn't actually help. You see. Caicedo is someone I don't see him as a 6. He is somebody who can protect the ball and also run with the ball. So I see him as a 8 more than a 6. And you could see that in last night game when he gave away the second goal. He's not somebody who is very tactical with the ball, like passing and all that. Though he has a very good long reach passing, but the tiki-taka is something he's still struggling with. So I think it cost us the second goal. So pairing him with Lavia didn't actually, flourish as we would have wished. So I think Lavia is somebody who I think should be given the role as a one-man 6, number 6. He shouldn't pair him with somebody else. He's very intelligent, very, very confident when it's come to, holding up the ball. And he doesn't lose the ball easily. Yeah. So I think he's comfortable alone there. We can see that in the previous games as he played alone. So I think pairing him with Caicedo didn't,
But don't you think it's because Lavia is also a very mobile, he's a mobility player. He moves too much. That's why Enzo wanted somebody to stay in just in case Lavia is off.
In that case, that's why I suggested in one of our videos that Enzo Fernandez should be the deeper role midfielder. He is very tactical
on the ball. Okay,
he's very confident.
So he should have rather paired with Lavia. Okay.
And then Caicedo should have been in front.
Yeah,
because he is a different player altogether when up front. You could see he made some true passes yesterday, which was very good. That's one of his qualities.
And also looking at their body structures and structures, I feel Fernandes is more built and tough for a role of a defensive midfielder than Caicedo.
Yes,
Caicedo is a bit soft and
exactly. So that's what I think didn't go well with the pairing of the two, because there are two similar profiles, but Lavia is more tactical and technically gifted
than
Caicedo. So I think that's what caused the problem is.
Okay. Right.
Well, I share with your thoughts too, but I you were talking about stature and all. So that would have actually done it for Chelsea if Fernandes was
the deeper one.
Then Caicedo though feels like a strong player, but he's not too. I don't know how to put it.
You don't see it in his body.
Enzo would get into your head. If you are stubborn, he would try to get you to
into
know
your
that
head.
he's more stubborn than you are. He's
actually a very stubborn player.
Yeah.
Very stubborn.
You see him smiling in a sarcastic way.
You know, yesterday the referee gave him some yellow card. He went and he was
and
while
that
smiling.
That is who we need to be in front of the defenders, because when you go past such a person, now you give pressure on the defenders. So I think it should have rather been Enzo than it was Caicedo. So that pair, because like you were saying, Lavia wanted to also have a free role because that's what he's
move a little bit,
better at, so that he's able to move in
and give passes,
crosses, and then we have things going a good way for us. So
I think I agree, because as I said, Lavia is just everything for the Chelsea team now.
Yeah.
It's left with how they are going to build a midfield around
him.
Yeah. Because if any other thing else might not work, because Lavia is more than just a midfielder. He does a lot of things with the ball. His passes are just like, his long ranges are. Trust me, most of the times I feel he doesn't even watch the player before passing. Immediately he gets the ball and he turns. He's giving the pass, and that is what, like, you know, the kind of football what's the name, Maresca wants to play. Yes, play from the back, but don't sit there and just be passing the ball and don't move. Move forward with the ball. And that is what Lavia brings to the table. So I think, if, as I said earlier on, if there should be somebody who would pair with him, it should be somebody who would help keep the midfield a bit safer and secured, right? Not somebody who Lavia is also even stronger than. You get a point. So I feel an Enzo would have done a better job than what's the name? Than Caicedo.
Yes.
Better still, we can decide not to play all of these guys at the same time.
Right.
We've seen what dewsbury-hall did when he paired with what's the name, Lavia, and we even sat here to say that probably an Enzo would come in for a Lavia in a particular game. For like that, there to be that balance. But when you put all of those profiles in the same game, it becomes a problem because they become confused and you don't know what they are doing at the end of the day. So for me, I think it's something that what's the name, Enzo Maresca have seen and probably would change in our next game or going forward into the mix.
And you could see Dewsbury-Hall was lost.
He wasn't there. He wasn't
of the game. He was lost.
He wasn't around.
He was nowhere to be found. So I think that pairing didn't go well.
Yeah. Okay. So
I think so too.
Yeah. So who? Okay. Let's rate. What will you rate Caicedo?
My man, Caicedo, unfortunately 5 for me. Because I didn't really see.
What would you
I'll give him a 5.5.
Yeah, I think I'll give him a 5 as well. I didn't see a lot from him. I expected a lot. I expected to see a lot. As I said earlier on, there could always be excuses. Because he's coming in for the first time. He hasn't played. For a couple of weeks, but
he's a bit rusty.
Exactly. So we could spare him. But then going forward, we'd love to see a lot more from him and what he's going to do. So let's look at Romeo Lavia. What would you rate him?
I would give him a 6. Romeo Lavia was at his best.
Romeo Lavia was the best man in the midfield.
Despite, no doubt.
Despite everywhere around him was very poor. Yeah. So I'll give him 7.5.
Yes, I equally give him a 7.5. Lavia was top for me.
Right.
And you see that situation whereby, you are like, there's a lot of bad things going on, but you just have to make sure you prove a point. that was the situation he found himself.
Yes.
You couldn't say because the other players were, and he's the type of player, he, regardless what is happening, he wants to give his best.
But you know, things got better for him when the substitutions were made and then repositioning were done.
Was changing.
So you see, when Caicedo went out and then Dewsbury-hall was also out, then Ugochukwu came in, and then Sterling had to also be there. You saw that Lavia now had more freedom for himself to be able to do a lot of the things.
But I think in the first half, still he was there.
No, he was there, but he was better. Okay. When
he operated better when
positioning was made for him. Like you rightly said, the midfield has to be built around him. Who would protect him when he's not around? Who would do this? But sometimes you want to go inside, but you are looking. If I leave my position and then there's a mistake, I would be leaving the team at a point where we can
no longer we can't defend
and all of that. So some of the decisions, maybe he wants to go inside, he doesn't want to give a pass instantly, but because he has to think about what will happen behind him, he quickly releases the ball and then he's trying to adjust himself in a way. But once there was that protection, he was able to find himself around the distance. So if that short time space was added to whatever he did, then I think he deserves the 7.5 and all of that.
All right. So let's look at their substitutes. Who came in for Caicedo?
Ugochukwu, I think.
Ugochukwu came in for Caicedo. Let's be sure. Caicedo. So Ugochukwu came in for Dewsbury-hall, not Caicedo.
Okay.
Then it would mean that Sterling came in for Caicedo.
Maguire came in for Fernandes.
So Sterling came in for Caicedo.
Sterling, yes. So Sterling came in for Mudryk. And Madueke came in for Caicedo.
Okay, so
so I think there was a bit of shift in the positioning. After these guys came in. So Noni Madueke for Caicedo and then Raheem Sterling for Mudryk. Though they pulled them up.
So on the positioning was
changed. Reshuffled and so I think so when that happened. Did Lavia play?
Was it a double substitution?
Yes. So now, did Lavia play the midfield alone, or somebody came to work with him in the midfield?
At that moment, he was alone.
He played the full match.
It's like he played.
Even after Caicedo's substitution.
After the two substitutes came in,
that's why Ugochukwu came.
No, but then Ugochukwu hadn't come in. He hadn't come in.
After that substitutions. Dewsbury-hall dropped down.
Came back to the midfield.
Yes. Okay. So it was now
Dewsbury-hall and Lavia. And then these guys, this guy came. What's the name? Sterling now went to the left, and then Noni Madueke then went to the right. Yeah. So I think,
that's where the balance started. Yes. And then we were able to see the Chelsea that we knew.
All right, so I think that is it because we didn't have direct substitutes in the same position.
Yeah.
So we won't be able to rate them now, but probably we'll get into where they got the substitutes came in for the midfield, and we can talk about that where they took over from the forward line and all of that. All right. So I think what would you rate the midfield generally?
The rating of the midfield is going to
do justice to one and injustice to another.
Right. So despite of what happened, I'll give them 7.
7
because I'll say Lavia build them.
Yes,
that's what I'll say.
This guy has always he's influencing my decision. I wanted to give them 5. Now you are saying 7.
Yeah,
if I give them 5, it will look like.
but I'm saying, but you know, what Lavia did. Lavia actually, covers everything.
Yes.
And then
because Caicedo, he made the midfield to
Caicedo and Enzo were miles off. They were off.
They was too sluggish.
They were off.
But for what Lavia did, it would only be good
to compensate
you give
the whole.
You give the midfield.
So
it looked like the shoulders, like everything was on his shoulders. But yeah, so I would give a 6.5.
Okay. I'll also give a 6. I'll give a 6. Guys, I would like to know what you also make of the midfield, what your ratings are, as well as you also leave any comment, whatever you think about the conversation. Please leave us a comment. Smash that like button. If you're watching for the first time, please make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Share the videos. Come on, we are building a solid community, a community that everybody will be proud to be part of. Chelsea Tribe Africa. This is the best Chelsea platform in the whole of Africa. So make sure you are a part of it. Until the next episode, peace. We out.